Now, one of the things I thought was interesting is that Noah, more than likely, during this time of over 100 years of building the ark, that he probably subbed out some of that work. I used to think he did it all himself, but I don't believe that anymore. I believe he probably subbed out. You know, I'm part owner of a business, and we sub out work all the time. But men that were good at steel work, craftsmanship, men that were good at lifting timbers and fitting timbers together, he probably subbed out a lot of that labor. And it's interesting, I was going to say it's funny, but it's not really funny, but to imagine that some of those people that actually helped build that thing, when the rain started and they're floating on a log, you know, they could look and say, hey, I helped build that, as the ark passed by. Yeah, sort of strange when you think about it. But again, those who do not learn the lessons of history are bound to repeat them. Now, what was so bad about the people back then? What was so bad about the people back then? Well, in Genesis 6 and verse 5, Genesis 6 and verse 5, it says, "And God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." Now, in this ark encounter, there was an area you could walk through called the pre-flood world. And it was illustrated by pictures on the wall. It was disturbing, indeed. There was infant sacrifice. Now, you might say, well, we don't have that problem today, infant sacrifice. Well, no, we just abort 3,000 potential children of God daily, a day in America, 3,000 a day. And then there was pictures of drunken, orgies, sexual immorality. And of course, I heard one time, I don't know if it's true, but that America was one of the biggest exporters of pornography. We're good at making porn. I'm sure God will bless us for that. Oh boy. And then there was crime, the illustration of crime, the pre-flood world, a lot of crime. And of course, if you look at today, the FBI crime clock of a rape occurring every 2 minutes or something like that, a murder every so many seconds. I don't know how different we really are today. But the Bible warns us about the end time, the time that we live in now. In 2 Timothy 3 and verse 1, it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accuser, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, trady, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." Notice that it says that these people, as rotten as they are, have a form of godliness. Well, what is that form of godliness? Well, it goes like this. It goes like, we got to save the planet, global warming. We got to save all the poor animals. And there's you ever seen these commercials that play on people's emotions about these animals, saving the animals? Now listen, I hate cruelty to anything, especially animals. But it's somewhat hypocritical that these commercials go on and on and on for like 2 or 3 minutes about saving all the animals and everything like that. And yet we have 3,000 potential children of God aborted every single day. That is so hypocritical. We are such hypocrites as a nation. But yeah, they have their form of godliness. Tree huggers, whatever, got to save the planet.